Hey everyone, back for another movie review. Today we're talking about, or actually a couple minutes ago, we're talking about a horror movie about werewolves and taking over ancient lands. And so let's talk about the 2022 movie, The Cursed. The Curse is a movie that starts off during 1917. Yeah, we're back in World War I again. But flashes back for where our main story is in the 18th century, where we find out how these... I don't think they ever recognize who these people are, but land has been taken from these gypsies, and the gypsies want it back. The landowners go and take it and slaughter them brutally. A curse is put upon the land where kids are having nightmares about the burial ground. One of them happens to go there, they become a werewolf, and all of a sudden all the kids are attacking the other children to be werewolves. And yeah, this is a slow burning movie, and not in the good way. One of the problems with the movie, it is very slow. While it does take place during the 18th century, so there's actually a reason in a horror movie for there to be no light and no one turning on the lights. It is also slow, and I didn't really feel anything for any of the characters in this movie. It is about a family, and the head of the family, the father, is being taken revenge upon because of the actions he took. But I didn't care about the kids, I didn't care about the family, I didn't care about the dad. There is a character who's brought into the movie, I want to say about 25 minutes into it, who is supposed to be the main character, by John McBride. He goes here to look for the gypsies for something that happened in his backstory. The problem, he's not developed enough, and he's not played with enough charisma to handle this movie. And it draws on long shots. There were times in the movie where I really wanted to go, something happened. And it doesn't, and it takes a while. It does provide interesting lore into the wolf mythology as to where it came from, and the whole idea about being a werewolf and things like that. The problem is, though, it takes so long to get to anything. And also, the attacks, while there are times they are brutal, they're often shot in flash cuts. So it's thinking, especially this happens really poorly at the end of the movie when we get to the climax. The movie is just a slow burn movie. I never cared about the landowner, his family, even the kids who were turned into werewolves. I didn't give a flying you-know-what about. I wanted to like McBride's character, but there's just not enough of him, and it's just a lot of lingering shots. This is a very slow-paced movie, like I said. Even at only like an hour and 40 minutes, it felt long. Then when you get to the ending, where they explain how the connection is to the 18th century part, which is where most of the movie is, to the beginning of the movie, where it takes place during World War I just like... I don't think it was worth it. There is gruesome violence in this movie, but it is choppily edited, where you kind of want to go, I wanted to see how that really happened. I do give them a lot of props for not showing the werewolves as much as they could have. They look fine. It's kind of like Jaws, where if the less you see, the better. The problem is, you didn't get to see the violence, and when it was so flashback, and it was literally mostly off screen. So it became tedious. And the movie is, in a word, very tedious to watch. Yeah, there's not much to say about it. There are, like the beginning, especially when you see what happens to the gypsies, it is visceral. But other than that, I was just like, oh my God, do something, get somewhere, and then when you get to the end, I don't think it does it. So I'm going to have to put Silky's dad up back here. Yeah, I'm not cutting that out either. Because that was more fun than watching this movie, in all honesty. It's not bad. It is well shot. I think it did have a purpose, but there wasn't enough going on in the connective tissue of this movie to make me want to recommend this. I'll give it a 5. And I just realized I didn't rate Uncharted earlier today. Yeah, I'm going to give The Curse a 5. It is decent. There are things to watch in it, but it has the promise to be so much more. That's all for this review. Tomorrow I will be reviewing Studio 666, the Foo Fighter movie. Hopefully that's a lot more fun than this. It looks like it. So until then, bye.